What's up, people? It's White Boy Lockdown Radio, man. If it's your first time here, smash the subscribe button, lock in with us, join the memberships. They're in the links below. If you're locked already in with me, go ahead and like the video, share it, comment below. I usually always get back to people, but definitely check the links, man, in the description, man, so I'm not wasting my time doing that. Damn, this video here, man, I don't even know where to start. First and foremost, before I even get into this video, I want to say one thing only. If you don't have time to watch this video, the best thing you can do is come back and watch it. Best thing you can do is come back and watch it. I'm literally trying to figure out how to wrap this one subject into one video, and I don't think it's possible. So this probably is a part one to this subject. Maybe not. I'm gonna stop this at 25 minutes, which is way too long because no one watches the videos that long. So again, if you don't have time to watch this video, please come back and watch it. Okay, so listen, Jodi, man. Jodi is a mother. The only way for me to explain who Jodi is to you guys, is how it was explained to me. Okay, now please remember me saying that. Going to jail, doing stupid things as a young man. Barely able to even get arrested. I go to jail. And I would hear this term, Jodi. Who is Jodi? One guy explained it to me best. When I asked who Jodi is, he said this. I said, who's Jodi? Well, hold on, let me retract. I had called my old lady when I was 18, and she didn't answer the phone one time. I slammed the phone down, I'm all mad, and he's like, man, Jodi's a mofo. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I was wild when I was younger. I'm still wild now, but I was wild when I was younger. He's like, hey man, Jodi is a mofo. Okay? I'm like, who's Jodi? He's like, man, Jodi's the milkman, the garbage man, the Amazon man, the UPS man. Jodi's the guy at the grocery store. Jodi's the guy at the Lowe's, the Home Depot. Jodi's the guy at the Cracker Barrel. Jodi's the guy at the Golden Corral. I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Who's Jodi? Jodi's a white man, a black man, a Chinese man, an Asian man, a Mexican, a Cuban. I'm like, bro, what's up, man? What you want to do? He's like, man, listen, the problem ain't with me, dude. Chill out, man. I'm just telling you who Jodi is. Chill out, young buck. Your Jodi situation is not with me, it's with your old lady. Jodi is a mofo. Okay. Sooner or later, I started to understand what he's talking about, When you're incarcerated, man, hey, listen, man, all my subscribers, for the ones who's been in, you know what I'm talking about. But even, and I always say that. I always say for the ones who's been in, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't been in, you can't debate this. Okay, this is going to be a real cluster, whatever. Because, listen, man, a lot of guys go to prison, man, they think they got these ride or die chicks. Man, I got a rider, man. Hey, man. Or I've been married to my wife for this many years. Hey, man. Or I've known this girl my whole life. Hey, man. It just does not go down like that, man. Truth be told, man, it takes a real strong woman to hold somebody down, And when I say that, man, you take it with a grain of salt, but understand, I'm talking about 5 years or more. If you're gonna, you know what? Let me retract that statement. I'm talking about 2 years or more. If you go in and you do 2 years, and I really should lower the standards, and this is no disrespect to women. This is no disrespect to women because, listen, man, when people are out there doing their things, man, they're out there and they're selling dope, they're out there, listen, a man is providing for his family no matter what he's doing. He might be out in the streets hustling, he might be stealing stuff, he might have a lick, but man, that fast money comes to an end. He might be working and just catch a DUI. It might be his third, fifth DUI, and he's got to go do a bid now. Listen, man, when a man is the head of a household, or when a man is the only one doing the bills, and you put him somewhere, what do you think that woman's gonna do? What do you think that woman's gonna do? She's gonna go find another man. Listen, she could love you. She could freaking love you. Love you. But when you're out of that situation, and she was dependent on you to pay everything, take care of the kids and all this, man. Come on, man. You got to be realistic about this, people. I do not want any debating in the comments until you hear the whole video, because I was asking who Jodi was. I was Jodi, and then I got Jodi'd. So hear everything out. But, you know, we're talking about somebody selling drugs and this and that, or stealing something or whatever, and then, you know, they get locked up. And now their lady was dependent on that man, and now he's gone. Okay? Now let's take it a step further. When you get incarcerated, it's safe to say, you know, it's safe to say that you were in a toxic relationship to begin with, meaning you were selling the dope out there on the street. But even when you sell the dope, let's be real about it. How many dope dudes do you guys know out there that don't dabble in it? Come on, man. Come on, let's be real about the situation. How many dope dudes do you really know who don't dabble in their own supply? You know, if you think that they don't, or if you are the dope dude, then you know you're lying, because everybody dabs in it a little bit. I'm not saying that you're some big junkie, but, you know, you could have, you know, kilos of stuff, you know, and on the weekends you play around with it, you know. Hey, look, you could have the strongest will. We're talking about drugs here. We're talking about fast money. So when you're dating a lady and she knows you're in that lifestyle, hey, dude, look, you don't know if it's just the weekends for her. Listen, meat and potatoes is, back to the point, a lot of guys that sell drugs, a lot of guys that are using drugs or are nickel and dime, you know, hustlers, or actually they could be actually plugs. They actually could be real plugs. You know, they go in, and, you know, so now it's twice as bad as the first scenario that we painted, because now this lady is with the dude. He's the provider. He's getting money. He's getting the fast money to take care of the kids and the family. Okay, bam, he goes in. Now, the first scenario was she has to find someone else to be that provider. But now she is on dope looking for that provider. Hey, man, a lot of them trick. Listen, a lot of them trick. Hey, man, listen, dude, it happens. It happened to me. And let me tell you, I used to clown on people, man. I used to clown on people. Just like I ask, who's Jodi? Listen, I thought I had a rider. You know, and I used to clown on dudes. You know, I used to see them in the dorm looking crazy like this. I'd be like, well, what happened to you, man? You look like you ate a shit sandwich. Like you went like this and bit into nothing but shit, like a shit sandwich. You could see them. They'd be like this. It wasn't even that they're lost in space. It would be that, it wasn't even that they're lost in space. It would be that when like a divorce or a massive breakup happens in the chain gang, it's real tough, because, you know, only that dude was like, he was the one hiding the whole thing from everybody, and then you know, you hear him on the phone, he's yelling, let me hear the dog bark, if you're at the house, let me hear the dog bark, this and that, all these domestic violence guys. But then, bam, the situation's over, and he's really sick, he's really crazy. That dude right there, stay away from him. That's a dangerous situation, stay away from it. But formality of the situation, he'll go in the chow line to eat. And he'll go to the chow hall, he's like a ghost, he's just getting the tray. He looks at it. He walks to the table. He puts it down. He looks at it. He don't even eat it. And you could tell. He's crazy. Either somebody died or there's a divorce there. You know, it'll have a man crazy. He goes, hey man, hey Mark, you gonna eat that cornbread? I mean, you get it from him. But what I'm saying is, it's not that he doesn't want to eat. He's so crazy in his head that he has no appetite. I've seen it a million times. But listen, man, Jodi's crazy, man. You see it a bunch of times, you know, and this is one situation where karma completely drop kicked me right in the mouth, because, you know, listen, my last time I was in, I was with this chick, you know, and I knew it wasn't gonna work out, but it lasted longer than I thought. Listen, I don't know what the hell she's doing out there, okay? And every now and then I would get on a cell phone, not the pay phone, and call my friends, and they would kind of tell me what's going on, this and that, and I would justify it in my own head, and I guess in my own head I thought that she was still riding, because technically she was still doing things for me here and there inside prison, to where I was chain gang good. But listen, I would torture people, man. They would get off the phone and you could see it. What? What's his name? And how long? How could you do it to me? And I'd be the dude right there by the phone being like, shit sandwich. And then he'd be just like, you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? I was ruthless for it. I was shit sandwich. But, it happened to me. It happened to me. I knew about it, halfway in. I knew about it. And being that I'm comfortable telling everybody about who Jodi is and what Jodi is, Jodi's the butt naked man. Jodi's the dude banging your lady when you're not in there. You could not go to prison for a long time. It ain't happening. And listen, man. A woman can hold you down mentally, without a doubt. And you guys have that mental relationship. But there's nothing you can do when you're behind the wall to fulfill her needs physically. And I don't care who tries to argue this or what have you, it's a dead issue. She's getting mudded out, man, in your own bed. She's getting bent over all types of ways, backward and sideways, doggy style, reverse cowgirl, all types of stuff. And you got to deal with that. This is what comes with being incarcerated. You got to deal with it. You got to be able to go to bed at night and be like, damn, my neighbor, reverse cowgirl? Oh, that's cool. I wonder if she... And then the sickness comes in when you're like, oh, I wonder if she's thinking about me. She ain't thinking about you. She's thinking about getting off 16 times and then sorting some lines off his cock. Listen, man, this shit goes down. But I was ruthless about clowning on dudes, and it happened to me. But at least with me, I knew it was going to come. I knew it was going to come because it's the way that I carried myself in there. This is part of being incarcerated, man. When I was in the reception center, this same person that I'm talking to, I would say, hey, man, look, I left you to the wolves. I'm sorry for leaving you to the wolves. And what I was telling her was, hey, look, man, we were ripping and running when I was out, and now I'm locked up, and what happens, happens. I had to mentally prepare myself for what's going to happen. I've seen it happen to so many guys. So I literally went to asking who Jodi was to getting Jodi'd, but I'm neglecting to tell you guys, way before any of this happened, I'd be on the streets. I'm not going to say anybody's name. I'm not going to say where it happened, but I was literally hanging out one night with a special female, and I knew that this girl's dude was in the chain gang. I knew it, but I was ripping and running myself. And to make matters worse, I was ripping and running on the one that I'm talking about when I was in prison right now. So who the hell am I to judge anything? So literally, I'm acting like this chick, when I was in prison, it's not gonna creep on me or find the Amazon guy or find the mailman. But I did it to her on the street. I was at this chick's house, and the dude called from prison, and I was in there. I know what it is, and I'm just like, all right. Well, at least the dude. I'm not gonna say no names, but the dude owes me this right here. I'm telling you guys, but the dude owes me this right here. I was right there, butt naked. Boner and all. I was boner and all. I'm like, hey, answer the phone call for him. Hey, no, it's 9. She's like, hello, yeah, okay, my mom's over here right now. Big boners. Hey, my mom's. Let me call you back. And then I air her out. Listen, I had enough respect to have to school her, but this shit got crazy because she tried to give me the dude's clothes. He was coming home in like 2 years. Okay? I'm not going to say no names, but I literally had to ask and learn about Jodi. I had to go through the Jodi, and I was Jodi. So now if you've been through the whole aspect of the game, then you can try to tell people. And being that I said all that, kind of in not the right order, but being that I said all that, I'm in prison this time, and I would tell dudes, I would be like, especially if they were solid white dudes, and we got talking about it, I'd run up to them in the yard and say, hey man, what's up, man? How's that thing at the house treating you? You know what I mean? Yeah. And I would throw things out there. I say, hey man, look, man. Hey, we better look, man. There's a couple avenues we can go with this and that, and she can drop it here, do it like that, and we can green dot at this, or we can Western Union this, or however we got to do it. But hey man, you better do something before it's gone. And the dudes are always like, what do you mean before it's gone? That's my ride or die. I'm like, hey man, look, bro, how much time you got, bro? Man, I got 8 more years. Listen, bro, there's a couple avenues right now we should jump on. It's up to you, bro. I'm not telling you what to do. I don't want to put your old lady in danger, but hey man, listen, man, it's up to you. And sure enough, that dude right there is going to argue his ass off with me. Tell me how wrong I am and this and that and blah, blah, blah. Not about her doing this and that, but about how she's going to ride for him. For me, I'm just like, you know what, bro? You're right. She is solid as they come, bro. Don't worry about it. I got to go holler at this dude right quick. And sure enough, man, it could be a year later, it could be 3 days later, a year later, 5 years later. But at some point, as long as I'm at the same camp with that dude, he's going to be like, hey, Big Matt, man, you were right, bro. I'm like, what's up? Oh, I broke up with, Vanessa. What? Listen, bro, I tried to tell you 5 years ago Vanessa was just a whore. Listen, what did you expect? And before you guys start typing comments, Vanessa was not a whore. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, and if that dude was waiting on Vanessa, and Vanessa was in prison she had 8 years left or 5 years left, man, come on, man. How many of you guys would literally, seriously, ask yourself an honest question? You are not waiting for no woman to come home. Even if you faithfully send her money, answer every call, just like when I had a big boner and I made that girl answer the phone call, it's the same thing. Ain't nobody. Listen, the problem with Jodi is this right here. If you're a real white dude, if you're a real white boy, and you respect the game, and you're a convict, and you go in, you already know what I'm talking about. But the problem is, a lot of people don't understand this, and they really think that they got to ride or die until they're in that position, until they're behind the wall. You catch 3 years, catch 5 years, catch anything more than that. I guarantee you that ride or die you got, yeah, you might be right. She might steadily go up there and see you. She might send you money. She might answer every phone call. But you have to understand she's going to go get some dick every now and then. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. You put yourself in that spot. And you would do the same thing. You would do the same thing. You would do the same thing. You're not waiting 10 years for no puss. You're just not going to do it. You're going to send her money. You're going to answer that phone. Hey, man, it is what it is. And you're going to get some strange. The problem with Jodi is this. That strange could be something special. That strange could be something special because that woman is real lonely. So she might fall in love. And when she falls in love, she really might be in love. But she just don't love this dude like she loves you. And now you're going to come home. And now she's been in love for a couple years. And now you come home and you got a big mess on your plate. And a lot of guys mess up like that. And this is why in Florida, we don't have probation. Nobody talks about this. This is why we don't have probation. There's a zero tolerance for probation in Florida because of this situation right here. But to dummy it down even more, the reason that we don't have probation in the state of Florida, I just painted you guys a perfect picture of what happens all the time. in Orlando, years and years ago, I was in jail for this. There was a guy that was in jail. You could only do 365 days in the county jail. Any county that you're in Florida. So literally, I don't know. There was the guy on a probation violation. Okay, Google this. Google this. I don't know how much time he did, but if he had a probation violation, I can guarantee you it was nowhere near 365. He went to jail, went to court. He went to jail on a VOP, sat to his court date. The judge says, we're going to reinstate you. He gets out. He goes home, and he killed Jodi. This is why you should never come to Florida breaking the law. Jodi is such a mofo that he has literally, and he was me, and he was you, he has literally destroyed the ability to bond out on a probation violation. So what that means is if you come down here to Florida and you break the law and you get put on probation, expect one thing and one thing only. If you violate those terms, if you violate those orders, it's a wrap. You're not getting a bond. You're not getting reinstated. It's a zero tolerance state. This is why people go up the road and clog the prison system up. If you don't know, then White Boy Lockdown Radio just told you, and now you know. Jodi is a mofo, man. We're going to call this one part 1. It's White Boy Lockdown Radio. Y'all stay safe, stay out, stay solid. Until the next one.